going to witness Australia versus Sri Lanka in the Lucknow Zikana Stadium. But I think right now the scenes at the points table is bizarrely different because no 90s kid could really imagine Australia at the very bottom of the table. We have never seen this, right, Chirayu? Like this is the first time, I guess, we are seeing Australia at the right bottom. Maybe they're unable to click at all, but like, how is it really possible?
See, as a kid, when growing up, I started watching cricket. The only thing I knew that Australia is an unbeatable. And when I
Right,
see such things at the point table, it is absolutely a shocker for me and for those 90s kids as well. Because all we have seen from Australia is sheer dominance. Their performances have been domineering, and they have been five-time world champions. So, a champion side being on the bottom of the table, the first shocker of the tournament was West Indies not being able to qualify. The first two
yeah,
editions were won by them,
exactly.
and then they couldn't qualify. And now we are seeing that five-time champions are at the bottom of the table, and those were not the marginal victories; they were huge victories. One against India, and the next
Yeah,
one against South Africa as well. So there has been a lot of negatives regarding Australian bowling because their pacers haven't been able to perform up to the mark, and they haven't been able to utilize the Indian conditions well, even though they have a lot of experience of playing on the Indian pitches. They play here
right.
in the IPL. They have played a lot of series in India as well, and
Right.
having guys like Glenn Maxwell and Adam Zampa and Marnus Labuschagne, who are good spinners. They can really roll a good arm over the pitch, but they are not able to pick the wickets and take the most advantage out of the offering that is given by the pitch. So I'm really not sure what is happening with the Australia. I think it is something with their mindset,
Hmm.
but as the thing stands currently, both the teams that are going to clash today haven't tasted success yet. So either of the teams will definitely you know bring their first victory of the tournament, and we will finally see some upward swing in the points table. Right now, I'm hoping that Australia continues to lose because as an Indian fan, you would never want Australia to face in the knockout stages, and yeah, completely hopeful. And yeah, again, speaking of Sri Lanka, they have been brilliant in the tournament so far, especially their new captain, which is Kusal Mendes. He has been in brilliant form. He has scored 98 runs in two matches at an average of 99.
Hmm.
First, he scored 75 odd runs in the game against South Africa in that record-breaking game. Uh, Kusal Mendes was the only positive thing for Sri Lanka, alongside
Yeah, I've seen
Charita
a lot
Sodhi.
of memes over that as well. Kusal Menon is the only flag bearer from Sri Lanka, and he's scoring runs and he's doing all the required stuff. And
Yeah.
then there is Sri Lanka, who's just doing a Sri Lanka only on the pitch these days. So he's the lone warrior from there. Yeah,
Yeah, and after that 75 run knock, he also bettered himself with that 120 odd runs he scored in the next game. And that was not, an ordinary century because it came at a strike rate in excess of 160, which really
hmm,
shows the kind of touch Kusal Mendes is in. And
hmm,
we saw that in the Asia Cup as well. He played a few handy knocks, and in the World Cup, he's ready to roar again, as all the Lankan Lions do. So a really exciting clash coming up for the fans, and we'll soon have an update from the toss. The toss has actually happened, but the decision is yet to arrive. So yeah,
correct.
we'll
No, the decision has come. Sri Lanka has opted to bat. They have won the toss and they have taken to bat first. Definitely एक ऐसा पिच जहाँ पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बहुत ही अच्छी मेमोरीज नहीं है अगर हम प्रीवियस मैच की भी बात करें बट ऑब्वियसली श्रीलंका ने इस मुकाबले में जीत करके पहले बल्लेबाजी चुनी है एंड लखनऊ की पिच कही जाती है कि यू नेवर नो हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी बिकॉज आप बहुत टाइम बाद इंटरनेशनल मैचेस वहां पर देखने को मिल रहे हैं सो हो सकता है कि ये मैच एक काफी इंटरेस्टिंग मैच की तरह आपको दिखाई पड़े बाकी तो वहां का क्राउड काम कर ही देगा बट टॉकिंग अबाउट द शॉकर्स ऑफ दिस इवेंट एज यू राइटली मेंशन कि सबसे पहले तो हमने देखा ऑस्ट्रेलिया को नंबर 10 पर उसके बाद में फिर विंडीज नहीं आ पाई इस वर्ल्ड कप का पार्ट नहीं हो पाई और हमने थर्ड शॉकर कल देखा व्हिच वाज इंग्लैंड वर्सेस अफगानिस्तान एंड Afghanistan managed to win this. So I'm sorry I'm taking this conversation somewhere else, but since morning I'm trying to take this again. Okay, this has happened because this is the biggest upset in the history of cricket. And Afghanistan has pulled off marvelously, and they have really played great cricket on the field. all the emotions were pouring in. We can see the comments, we can see the statements coming up from the players and the coaches as well after the win. It is a special victory for them for sure, Chirayu. I would like to take your comment, and also each and everyone who's listening to me, just simply drop your comments over it. We'd like to read over it. But Chirayu, what do you think about this Afghanistan pulling off a miracle on the pitch?
Ratsi, if you remember, just before the game yesterday, we were talking about can this be a cracker of a game? It's such a wasteful Sunday. Who keeps a game
Yeah.
between India and Afghanistan on a Sunday? But
Yeah.
as we all know, then the performances that we saw from the Afghanistan side it was Rahmanullah Gurbaz, then it was Ikram Ali Khan, who played a brilliant, he scored a brilliant half century, playing his first ever World Cup game. So that is, and that handy cameo from Rashid Khan and Mujibur Rahman at the end. It made Afghanistan reach 280 odd runs in their given quota of 50 overs there. Although they got all out, but it was their second highest ever score in an ODI World Cup game. So just when the first inning had ended, I somehow felt that Afghanistan have got some blood in this game, because they do have those spinners who can really dominate this game, and on a slow turning pitch, it was always going to be Mujibur Rahman and Rashid Khan who will do wonders for the team, and that is exactly what happened. We saw how brilliantly Mujibur Rahman bowled in the power play, and then Afghanistan captain Ahmadullah Shahidi saved Rashid Khan for the very end, because they knew that England really deep the bat down till the number 8 or number 9. We saw Chris Oakes coming in. So they knew that they would need a bowler like Rashid Khan at the end. So he was the last bowler who was being used in yesterday's game. And that was sheer brilliance from the captaincy coming from the side of Hashmatullah Shahidi. And after the win, I would say a clinical victory, all the Afghanistani players, they dedicated their victory to the people who were affected by the earthquake in Afghanistan back home. So, and Rashid Khan gave a really emotional statement that this is for all the fans in Afghanistan who have been hurt by the damages caused by the earthquake, and because the cricket is the only thing that brings smiles on the faces of people in Afghanistan. So that was really emotional, and the entire team and the country back home must be feeling really proud of them. And we also saw a huge support coming from them in Delhi. There were almost 30,000 people supporting them in a crowd, in a stadium which has a capacity of 36,000. So this is something that was really unexpected. But this is what Delhi love, that you can say. That
and you know what? Interestingly, Chirayu, we see Delhi crowd cheering for Naveen-ul-Haq as well. Like after this, whatever the selection they have. Yeah, we saw the Delhi crowd cheering for Naveen-ul-Haq. They were chanting Naveen, and the huge numbers come up for a non-India match in India, which was like a huge mark. Even Michael Vaughan has also tweeted about it, that huge numbers coming in the Delhi crowd. And definitely it was a great support from the crowd itself to Afghanistan team, because we, other than India, Afghanistan is also known for taking Indian grounds as their home ground. And though they have never played in Delhi as their home ground, but definitely India के बाद अगर किसी टीम ने यहाँ के स्टेडियम्स को अपना बनाया है, that is Afghanistan, और हमें वो प्यार भी देखने को मिला जिस तरीके से वो टीम खेल रही थी, तो उनको सपोर्ट करने के लिए उतरे थे. But talking about this match again, let's come back to this. Dasun Shanaka is out of the tournament for Sri Lanka, and he's definitely one miracle man again for Sri Lanka, because he knows the captaincy game, and he really has pulled off many wins for the team by using his own captaincy brain and his skills to get the game. So do you think that it is a major blow for Sri Lanka just during the World Cup, losing Dasun Shanaka as one of his men during the World Cup?
I would say it's a horrible blow for Sri Lanka, because Dasun Shanaka has been their captain for the last 2 or 3 years. He has led the emergence of the resurgence of Sri Lankan side, because after all those legends retired, Mahil Ajayवर्धने, Kumar Sangakkara, Dilshan Malinga, all these guys retired, Sri Lanka experienced a sudden downfall, and there was no coming up for them. But Dasun Shanaka really did wonders with his captaincy, and we saw that in the Asia Cup as well. He took them to the finals, and the side emerged as the runners-up of the tournament. So Dasun Shanaka, as a leader, as a player, brings a lot to the table, but missing out on such an injury is definitely not a very good sign for him, and he will be definitely missing whatever has happened. And along with him, not just Daswan Shanaka, there is one more big blow to Sri Lanka, that is Matisha Patirana is not playing today. So
Right.
he also one that slingy arm death bowler who can really bring his A game into play. And Chamika Karunaratne and Lahiru Kumara replaced them in the playing 11. Rest of the teams remain more or less the same, but it's the captain Kusal Mendes who will have a thing to prove when he takes on the mighty Australians. I'm still saying mighty Australians because they have lost just 2 games. It is okay to lose 2 games, but if you win the remaining 7 games, you can still be on the top of the table and give a really good fight. And we never expect Australians to back off after any situation. Even if they lost nine of their wickets, they would still fight till the last ball and till the last wicket falls down, because that is the Australian mentality that they have grown up with, that they have imbibed in themselves. And
Right.
that is where Kusal Mendes, not just as a player, as a captain, and he'll have to also play mentally really, really strong if he has
Mm-hmm.
to be on top of his game and bring Sri Lanka to a glory against the mighty Australians. So, yeah, a really good experiment, a really good test for Kusal Mendes, and also for Pat Cummins, because he has had a poor run at the World Cup so far. In the 2 matches that he has played, he's picked just 1 wicket, and that was also of a tail ender. So, we would not like to, replicate those performances again. In fact, we would like to pick more wickets with the bat, contribute as much as he can with the bat in the lower middle order. So, a test of captains for both the captains, and this is going to be a really, really exciting clash. The match begins in 20 minutes from now, and as fans, we
Yeah.
are excited.
Yeah, so श्रीलंका के चेंजेस आपको चिरायू ने बता ही दिए. दसुन एंड मतीशा नॉट प्लेइंग एंड चमिका एंड लहीरू कुमार आर प्लेइंग. और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के एंड से अगर बता दें तो दैट्स एन अनचेंज्ड 11. सो प्रीवियस मैच में जिस तरीके की 11 उतरी थी उसी के साथ अभी उतरेंगे. सो एक बार देखते हैं पिच रिपोर्ट कि लखनऊ की जो पिच है वो क्या कहानी बयान करती है अपने नंबर्स में. सो इट्स इकाना क्रिकेट स्टेडियम लखनऊ. द स्टेडियम पिच इन लखनऊ हैज बीन ऑन द स्लोअर साइड ऑफ द स्पिनर एंड द बैट्समैन हैव बीन स्ट्रगलिंग टू टाइम देयर शॉट्स. The team winning the toss should likely look to bat first on this track. Pacers have claimed 36 wickets, while spinners have taken 33 in 5 ODIs at this ground. Batting first won 3 times while chasing 1 in 2 matches. So, लखनऊ की पिच रिपोर्ट हम लोगों ने देख ली है, किस तरीके से हमें दिखाई पड़ने वाली है. आप एक बार देखते हैं सोशल ट्रैकर पर क्या कुछ चल रहा है इस मुकाबले को लेकर, बिकॉज आई एम श्योर पीपल मस्ट बी डिस्कसिंग अ लॉट अबाउट इट. सो देखते हैं पहला ट्वीट. मेंडिस सेंचुरी लोडिंग, और आज उम्मीद रहेगी कि कुशल मेंडिस एक सेंचुरी लगाए, यही कह रहे हैं सब, क्योंकि लखनऊ की जैसी पिच है उनकी गेम प्ले को सपोर्ट कर सकती है. बट ऑस्ट्रेलिया डेफिनेटली वेट कर रही होगी. नाउ CricTracker के ट्वीट. ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड श्रीलंका आर रेडी टू फेस ऑफ ईच अदर इन द ICC वर्ल्ड कप 2023 14th मैच एट इकाना स्टेडियम लखनऊ. Which team will secure the 2 important points in Lucknow? और ये आप देख सकते हैं आज का हमारा ट्वीट. Another tweet is around head to head of these 2 teams. So ऑस्ट्रेलिया और श्रीलंका ने अभी तक 10 मैचेस खेले हैं, जिसमें 8 ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने और 1 मैच श्रीलंका ने अपने नाम किया है, और 1 मैच का कोई रिजल्ट नहीं रहा. नाउ स्पीकिंग अबाउट द मैच रिजल्ट्स, सो हमने कल भी देखा इंग्लैंड वर्सेस अफगानिस्तान का जो अपसेट था. So is it like going to be what it is going to be today for Australia and Sri Lanka? Is it like the team combinations if you go by and the kind of struggles the teams are going by right now? Would you see Sri Lanka winning this match or Australia winning this match?
See, I would not be surprised if Sri Lanka win this game. Although they are playing against the mighty Australians, they are without their mainstay skipper. But Sri Lanka have got a really good batting lineup. In fact, their bowling is also, really formidable when they have spinners in the form of Dunit Velalage, who showed his skills to us in the Asia Cup, and we were all in awe of his skills. He can also score those crucial 40 or 50 runs in the middle order. And also they have guys like Dhananjaya De Silva, they have Tikshana. All these guys, these are match winners, and they can turn the game on their heads anyway, any day. And of course, I cannot forget to mention the name of Kusal Perera, who is very lethal with the bat at the top order, because Sri Lanka is batting first on this wicket. And let me just remind you that if Kusal Perera on his day, he can thrash any opponent or any bowler that he sees. He might not have had a good record in the past few games that he has played, but he has the potential, he has the ability, and that is why he was called back after Dimut Karunaratne got injured. And he's really he'll be really looking forward to making a mark in this game as well. And so yeah, all excited, all pumped up for the game.
Right. Chirayu, after this Australia team going on the lowest of the number of the points table right now, there's a debate comes in कि बहुत सारे लोगों ने ऑस्ट्रेलिया को अपना सेमी फाइनलिस्ट चुना था. So अभी बहुत सारे लोग अपने स्टेटमेंट को वापस ले रहे हैं and they are saying कि okay maybe not Australia और हो सकता है इंग्लैंड को भी डिफिकल्टी हो, but they see पाकिस्तान coming in maybe और बाकी टीम जैसे साउथ अफ्रीका को भी obviously हम सभी सेमीफाइनल में मान के चल रहे हैं. But इन केस लेट्स जैसे ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी परफॉर्म कर रही है, लेट्स से इफ दे कंटिन्यूज टू डू एज वेल बिकॉज उनके लिए हर मैच अभी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट लेट्स से इफ दे फॉल ऑन सम मैचेस अगेन एंड देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स वी डोंट सी देम इन द सेमीफाइनल, सो व्हाट आर द टॉप फोर्स फॉर यू? आर यू आल्सो लाइक बैकिंग ऑस्ट्रेलिया और यू आर जस्ट सिंपली नॉट बैकिंग देम टू बी द सेमीफाइनलिस्ट?
It would be a really big crime if I write off Australia right now, because it is a team which has never looked back, be it any situation. So I'm really still positive, and a big positive on again on for Australia, and I'm pretty sure that they will make it to the top three. I'm not saying that they will be at the fourth position. They will be in the top three. That is my prediction for this tournament. And I feel that Australia are a really good side. They just need to find that rhythm, and once they get back to the winning ways, there's nothing stopping them. David Warner has been playing well. Smith has been playing well. Labuschagne has been playing well. It's just their batting that needs to. It's just their bowling that needs to step up a bit, and it will be job done for Australia. So really hopeful that Australian bowlers put up a show in today and for the rest of the tournament as well.
चलिए कमेंट सेक्शन में आप लोग भी अपने अपने कमेंट्स दे सकते हैं अबाउट दिस मैच. अगर आपको लगता है कि आज ऑस्ट्रेलिया आपको गेम जीतती हुई दिखाई दे रही है या फिर श्रीलंका एक आपको अपसेट पुल ऑफ करते हुए दिखाई दे रही है, सो डेफिनेटली कमेंट सेक्शन में बताइए. बाकी हम लोग चलते हैं, मैच के बाद फिर से लौटेंगे बिकॉज विद इन 13 मिनट्स ये मैच शुरू होने वाला है और हमें बहुत सारी अपडेट्स आपके लिए रेडी रखनी है. सो हम भी चलेंगे और आप भी चलिए मैच देखने. मैच के बाद वापस से लौटेंगे और डिस्कस करेंगे ऑल अबाउट क्रिकेट. सो कीप वॉचिंग क्रिक ट्रैकर्स इन द एयर शो.